What are we calling this? Is this a podcast?
Red. It's Flash.
Welcome, everyone. It is update eve tomorrow, the 9th. We're getting an update. It's cool that they're like the last two, they've actually dropped like a date on us a little bit ahead of time.
Yeah.
I am I'm Rick. I'm one of the Reddit mods. Today we have Corrupt with us, and we also have Spencer and Liam as always. Corrupt, how's it going?
It's going good.
You excited for this one?
Yeah.
Sounds like it. Yeah, we're gonna go through the sneak peeks. We're gonna we'll just start with what I think's the biggest piece of the update, at least for Town Hall 16 Supercharges. So Corrupt, initial reactions. What do you think of the Supercharge thing overall?
I think it's actually kind of interesting. Supercharges they're temporary, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. They're shorter, so gives max players something to do, like me.
Yeah, it is. Like it's a nice bridge to Town Hall 17, I think. I don't know, I'm still trying to wrap my head around like the temporary part of it too, because it does feel kind of like a waste after upgrading things permanently for the last 10 years. But like, I know I get it.
Well, I slowly started to grow to it, but my initial thoughts was, man, this is like just a cheap way to add progression and to give us levels without giving us levels, you know? And I've been thinking about it a lot, and I do have a theory that everyone became a max 16 much sooner than they anticipated, and they're throwing this in here so we don't leave Clash before Town Hall 17. That is my theory.
It is.
I like it that they're giving us like something more to do once you're max, because I feel like that was a lot of complaint for a lot of max people that they had nothing left to do. But to be honest, I haven't really read the whole sneak peek, so a quick recap might be useful.
So Supercharges are going to be little upgrades we can do. Most of the buildings that do have Supercharges are going to get 2. Some get 3 levels. Town Hall 16s who have maxed these specific buildings are going to be able to upgrade them an additional 2 or 3 times. It's going to be temporary. You're going to lose that upgrade as soon as a new level for those buildings comes out. The buildings affected are Infernos, Expos, Teslas, Mortars, Scattershots, Builder Huts, and then all of the collectors. And it's going to be a little bit of HP, a little bit of DPS, and the collectors are going to have increased production capacity. Corrupt, what do you think the priority is for these Supercharges?
I feel like for me, it would probably be Expos and Infernos, and maybe the Scattershots as well.
Yeah, those are probably the difference makers. But definitely defenses, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you're more into farming, then go for those collectors.
Clash Ninja told us 66 total days of upgrades with 6 builders and without gold pass perks. So 2 months of upgrades. It's definitely a bridge to Town Hall 17 when that releases. Collectors, they don't really get too much as long as you're like an active player. Collectors don't make sense to me to upgrade, at least not as a priority.
Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna be last. But that's a bunch of upgrades. That's like what, 16, 17 upgrades?
Yeah, there's 17 total collectors.
Wow.
I mean, I still feel like even though if you're trying to maximize the speed at which you get to fully maxed, then the collectors actually do help out over time. But that's just maybe my habit of always trying to max them first, so to push every kind of cent out of it.
Corrupt, like you have probably played it more than most of us. Have you felt a difference with all the defenses being supercharged and upgraded?
They're not insanely different from the normal version, so I think maybe in a competitive setting, you might be able to take advantage of the slightly higher DPS, especially for something like Expos, but we'll see.
I don't think there's any like breakpoints. It's not going to affect any Zapquake math on any of the stuff. It's not going to change fireball stuff. It shouldn't change like giant arrow combo stuff. Like I don't like none of these feel like none of the individual levels feel like they're that important, but cumulatively does add, a not insignificant amount of HP to a base and overall DPS. It should be a nice step towards balancing the game a little further away from just always tripling everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's how it's felt to me, especially in conjunction with the balance changes that are coming too. And then also, like it wasn't covered in yesterday's sneak peek because they hadn't talked about Supercharges too. But one of the cool things is that when you're doing hard mode matches, you're automatically given the Supercharges for all those buildings too. So that's a little bump to hard mode, which we'll talk about hard mode later as well. But it is kind of cool that they're taking these steps to address balance for the remainder of Town Hall 16.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But so is this kind of like hard mode where it's forced and it's not an optional? So, because if hard mode went forced like in CDBO or Legend League, then this could kind of be the implementation of the balance changes for it. So it's like a hard mode 2.0.
Like it's gonna make attacking max Town Hall 16 just a little more difficult, but it's still totally optional. Like you don't have to upgrade them. There's probably a lot of Town Hall 16s who aren't just sitting at max yet either, who aren't gonna really get to take advantage of it until Town Hall 17, assuming the Supercharge stays the same through Town Hall 17. But as soon as new levels of these buildings release with Town Hall 17, we're gonna lose the Supercharge. We also don't know if like which of these buildings are going to get levels at 17. So there might not be a new collector level too. So our supercharged collectors might still survive as supercharged versions into Town Hall 17, which would be nice.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm expecting. Not all of those buildings will get new levels. Like maybe Infernos don't get an additional level at Tunnel 17. So,
Or at least not initially too, because they have been the last couple town halls. They kind of like just trickle stuff out and add to it eventually. So, like I know a lot of people seem a little distraught that these are temporary, but yeah, like we don't exactly know how it's going to play out with Town Hall 17 just yet. It's still pretty new, and they're still going to be able to tweak it and play with it. So overall, I think it's cool. It'll be a step in the right direction, balance wise, at least. I don't think it's necessarily going to be a difference maker. I'm with all the new balance changes and everything maxed. I'm still tripling just fine in the dev build at least.
Yeah, so we want to be seeing those draws and wars 100%, 100%.
I hope not. That's also weird too. Like if you look at the stats in all the different CWL leagues, like the hit rate gets higher as you go higher. You like the hit rate in Champs 2 is higher than in Champs 3, and Champs 1 has a higher hit rate than Champs 2. The most skilled of all the players aren't going to feel much of a change, but if you're in like a mixed level clan or you're newer 16 or you're not a super try hard, like you'll probably feel it a lot more. But I don't think it's going to fix the game for the top percent of attackers. Second part of the sneak peek from this morning though, Magic Snacks, Corrupt. How excited are you for these?
I really like them. I think that the Magic Snacks are a nice additional feature. I still think that 3 of them are less valuable, but still can get something, and then the other 3 are just insanely good. Like the Clan Castle Cake being 12 hours for just free CC troops.
Yeah, that's I think the Clan Castle Cake's the best of the 6. And some are kind of, a little meh, but like we'll go through them all. The Clan Castle Cake, like you just said, free reinforcements in your Clan Castle for 12 hours. It works. It's real smooth. Then also we're getting the Builder Bite, which will make your builders go twice as fast for an hour, all of them. So it's a little mini builder potion. The Study Soup, that's just a mini research potion as well. It's 4 times as fast for an hour. The Mighty Morsel, this is one of the more interesting ones. You get heroes, pets, and equipment to the max level for your town hall for the next 3 attacks. Max equipment, I think, is this is probably my second favorite one. What do you guys think?
Oh, the Mighty Morsel, yeah. It's like if you took the hero potion only made it for 3 attacks, but added the equipment as an additional feature.
For the next 2 attacks, does that count like clan war or multiplayer regardless?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like they're just watered down versions of the potions, like Sid said.
Yeah, like a lot of them are like half versions, but I don't know, like maxing equipment is real nice. Even if it is only for 3 attacks, that won't count friendly challenges, and I don't believe it counts friendly wars, right?
Right, it doesn't count those.
Yeah, so if you want to pop it for war and then use it to test out equipment and friendly challenges, you can do that for a while.
Yep, there's no time limit on the effect.
So you get to play with max equipment to your heart's content, which is something I think is really needed, especially as we add more and more equipment and the ore requirements kind of build up. But yeah, here's your solution to test equipment in as many FCs as you can manage. But also, what's next? Power Pancake that's your troops, spells, and siege machines boosted to the max for your tunnel level again for 3 battles. And then finally, the other real winner of this one is instant training. It's called the training treat. So you get to instantly train troops, spells, and sieges for 20 minutes or 10 attacks.
And that one's a really big one because it's just instant. And this is a huge buff for something like sneaky goblins. So farmers can absolutely rejoice for this.
I know, like just not having to manage like using a little amount of sneaky gob so you can continue attacking. You can just bust the whole thing out, especially with the storages being more worthwhile to go after now too. But it'll be nice. Yeah. So there's 3 kind of meh ones and 3 I think really good ones. The clan castle, the instant training, and the equipment are really good. You might be asking, how are we going to get these? Where are these magic connects coming from? And the most, I don't want to misspeak, but the most I think we're able to say is they're coming in the treasure hunt event that is going to start on the 11th. That's what has been marked in the calendar as a mystery event. Is there anything else we can say, you think, you guys?
Yeah, I kind of just want to nitpick a few things.
Go for it.
Well, just one main thing, I don't know if anyone noticed or seen in the videos, but the UI for this, it's a brand new button added onto our home screen on the bottom right. Which for me, I just hate when they keep adding buttons and you just have so many buttons everywhere. Now we have over 20, interactive touch things on our home screen. I think they should have just combined the UI with the magic items, maybe like a little tab on the top. But man, I do not like a whole new button to click for this.
I kind of agree, but then I also look at Clash Royale and how messy theirs are, and I think we're fine.
Oh yeah. Oh, comparatively, definitely.
It could always be worse.
You're talking about it being convoluted and more like from the extra button, and like probably I agree, but also like, man, how much more stuff are they going to add to this game? It's already to some extent feels pretty bloated with all like a million different items, 20 something different resources now. Like, I don't know if just continuing to shovel new things at us is really a fix to anything.
I think it's gonna make it worse. Like you don't want over saturation, and it's already very crowded at the moment. Just keeping track of everything is getting slowly overwhelming for the casual player.
Yeah. At least we don't have to like keep track of these long term too, because they are use or lose. Like all of these, once you get them, you have to use them within 24 hours. That's from the moment we get them, right?
Right.
Can you sell them for gems?
You cannot.
Oh,
So you have to use them.
okay. So if you don't use them, they just go to waste. That's
Yeah. So, okay. No.
well, you're not allowed to say.
No. Yeah. I almost messed up.
Bye. Good to know.
You will have 24 hours to use this stuff. And it's also,
But
man, how annoying is it that like we can say, hey, the snacks are coming in the event. The event's gonna start the 11th, but like you guys got to wait 48 hours until we actually tell you what the event is and how that works. I don't know that doesn't make much sense to me, but
Teasing and then not following through, just the suspense. It's like unnecessary suspense. Like if you hadn't said anything, it would have been better.
So like corrupt though, like for you, a guy who's making videos on it all, is that preferable to you to have, like to have things separated out like that so you get to make more content and spread it out more?
I mean, I think I'm fine with this one because I mostly did shorts for these sneak peeks because I knew they weren't going to perform on my channel as a normal video. But I'm completely fine with it because I have an idea in my head for when the treasure hunt event starts. Should be good.
Right. Anything else you guys want to hit on as far as the snacks go?
I like the name of it. Like just the kind of magic snacks makes it kind of
Yeah, it's
cute and
pretty clever.
appetizing.
I will give it that. Very clever.
Yeah, it makes sense with their 24-hour cooldown or window of use.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're all they're little portions of magic items,
Mm.
So yeah, definitely on brand. All right, moving along. Balance changes. This is announced before the update, but overall nerfs to some of the major equipment, buffs to some underused equipment, and then nerfs to troops and the overgrowth spell. The super barbs, Valks, druids all took a nerf. The overgrowth spell took a nerf. So corrupt balance changes. What do you think?
Maybe it's controversial, but I think they were good changes. A lot of them didn't really impact. They didn't really impact the game very much. As far as a lot of my testing, I'm currently working on a video for tomorrow, hopefully when the update releases, for to go over these equipment changes and see how impactful they are. The only one I really found to be super impactful was the hog puppets. Like, again, less DPS from the hogs and less tanking, but it's not like they're going to be horrible.
The hog puppet's the only nerf that I actually feel while I'm attacking. Because losing those 2 levels is actually kind of big.
Yeah. The loss of the hog levels is definitely an impact, but they were also part of the reason to why the Royal Champion was pretty broken before these balance changes.
Yeah. I know, I got that one wrong too, man. I love all these balance changes. I thought they were great, and I was shocked that people were mad over it too, because the big complaint that everyone's had over the last couple of months is heroes are too strong, equipment's too strong, everything's out of balance, the game's boring because it's too easy. And they're like, hey, we're fixing the main problem, which is heroes and equipment. And then Reddit just went wild.
Well, especially with the Eternal Tome and the Healing Tome, I'm like, but they're still going to be good.
Yeah.
I'm not. All you have to do is delay the ability. It's not that difficult.
No, it's not. I've said it a bunch too, but Eternal Tome, if the Eternal Tome never existed and they introduced it today, even in the new nerfed form, you would call it the strongest epic ever.
Mm.
It's
Yeah,
so it's broken. It's too strong, but you can't walk it back after 8 years of the Warden existing.
Oh, you
Yeah.
could, and you'd get a huge backlash.
I think all the balance changes are great. It's very clearly targeted at one attack plus druids, but
I think,
Yeah.
I mean, in general, they're good. The only one I disagree with is the Valkyrie ones, because I just recently started using them, and I feel like they've been kind of rarely used for so long, and now that we finally get a good chance back, and now they're going back nerfed again, so it's kind of disappointing on that. I
I
really
mean,
like Valks.
to be fair, not much of the changes for the troops are really going to affect it. The overgrowth was a little weird for my testing because that slight range nerf is really messing with my brain, but I kind of understand it. I still do think the overgrowth needs a little bit more tweaking because it's still really strong for just 2 housing space, but to each their own.
I would have loved to test a 3 space overgrowth instead of a slightly smaller, slightly shorter 2 spell space one. But I don't maybe it's something they considered and thought was too big of a nerf for it. It's just a broken concept.
Yeah, it very much is.
You can't nerf it too much, otherwise it's just if you make it too small and too short, it's a free spell and there's nothing that differentiates it. But yeah, I know it probably needed to be 3 space.
Yeah. Other than that, the other changes, specifically for the nerfs, they're not going to play that much of an impact. You're not wasting ores for upgrading them. I would even argue that with the Hog Rider puppets, you want to max them out at this point. So you're not really wasting any ores by upgrading the nerfed ones. They're still going to be particularly good, especially in multiplayer and in Legends League. The game is so easy right now where the balance changes aren't going to affect anything other than maybe hard mode. The buffs, on the other hand, I think are really good. I think 3 that come to mind are the Earthquake Boots, Archer Puppets, and the Rocket Spear.
Oh yeah, yeah. You've been talking about the Rock Spear a lot.
Yes, the Rocket Spear. I get it. Two extra spears is not a lot, but it's a pretty big difference in comparison to what we had in the past.
Are you going to switch up and start using the Rocket Spear like as your main equipment then?
Definitely, I want to upgrade it because getting it to level 18 gives it 9 shots, where in comparison it only had 7 before. So it's a nice improvement for a lower level rocket spear. Though the Earthquake Boots, I'm actually more excited for.
Are you going to start using Quake Boots at 16 or just on lower levels or what?
Probably Town Hall 16, because I've tested a lot of the Earthquake Boots with the spiky ball, and it's really good.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage on buildings. Like the bigger range is kind of whatever, but the extra damage to buildings, it really kind of pushes it past, especially with spiky ball, like you're saying.
I actually disagree. I think the range buff is actually the most
Yeah.
important part.
Hmm.
I think that plus the 60% damage is really good for it. And then also the HP increase was actually much needed, and it kind of makes it a bit more competitive, especially to pair with something like the Giant Gauntlet or the Spiky Ball.
What do you think of the new Archer puppet?
I like it. I think it was a buff that they desperately needed to stay competitive with the Frozen Arrow. And despite the Frozen Arrow's meaningless nerf, I still think that the Frozen Arrow is going to be better, but the Archer puppets will still be competitive if you don't have access to the Frozen Arrow.
What do you think is the most broken thing remaining right now?
I would probably say Fireball, but that's if you know how to use it. So
Fireball's strong.
I'm not.
I love the Fireball.
I love the Fireball, but I get it's really strong, and maybe the Mirror, but the Fireball's really strong when used correctly. So it's going to have a higher hit rate for those type of players, but for players who don't really know what they're doing, it's probably not going to have the best, which is why it didn't get nerfed.
They based it all off of like pretty much usage rates and win rates is what they told us, as well as like feedback. But like I'm just wondering how low of a usage rate Fireball is like out in the wild, because I haven't really unequipped Fireball since probably May.
I would argue that Fireball is still a pretty small subset. It's not like to the point where it's low use rates, but it's kind of like in the middle. And I think for me, I think that's a pretty good spot for it, where it's really strong, but only if you know how to use it correctly. It's kind of like the Giant Arrow, where it takes a little bit of skill to actually use it.
Mm-hmm. Liam here just got a huge win out of this update too, because our man here has not purchased a single epic equipment and still uses all the default stuff.
Actually, that's not true anymore. I got my first epic because I finally maxed all my normal ones, so I had nothing to spend ore on anymore. So now I finally have one.
You made such a big deal about it just to make me look like a jerk right now for saying that, and then immediately proving me wrong. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I will still say that with this update, you can get away with running only epics, even at Town Hall 16, and still see wildly good success. So I will still say that this update definitely helps players maybe save gems later on for the epics, but they don't need them immediately as a new player.
Yeah. Like a lot of it is, I think, just perception too, like, or at least a lot of the outrage, because when you nerf stuff like that you've had to scrimp and save for and work on for so long, it definitely feels, it feels like a kick in the gut to a lot of people, but man, it was needed.
Yeah, unfortunately it was, but I guess some people were like, equipment are too strong, buff defenses instead, which would have been a worse thing to do because it would have
Oh,
just
yeah.
made it would have been really bad because it separates the game even further. So it means, oh, now you need epics in order to
Mhm.
compete.
Yeah, and then, especially with how much people have been crying stupidly, crying that the game is pay to win too. Imagine if they had approached balance by only making defenses harder, making it, like it would have increased your reliance on buying ore and spending money on that equipment too. And the pay to win cries would have been outrageous and actually kind of more justified, I think, too. So I'm glad they did it
Yeah.
the way they did it, with minor buffs to defenses through supercharges in conjunction with nerfing some of the more overpowered equipment. I don't know. I'm a big fan, and I really thought it'd be more popular. But I think time will tell.
I thought so too, but I guess to each their own, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, at least, like, I think the biggest reason to why people were complaining is it took them 9 months to nerf it, but it's like, but Clash Royale and Brawl Stars, they release an overpowered character and it takes them like 2 weeks to nerf it. And they put them in the shop for money. So it's just like
The two ends of the extreme spectrums too. Like Clash Royale will release stuff and immediately start tweaking it and constantly tweak it, and they do balance changes so much. And Clash, I think it's nice that they wait because there's a lot of things. There's a lot of moving parts too. It takes a lot more time to level up your defenses. Like base design meta has to change too. Whereas Clash Royale, it's obviously just 3 towers on the other end, and that's that, and it's all card levels. So I think they can get away with balance changes more often. But Clash is slower to react, but it's definitely been too slow. There probably wouldn't have been as much outrage if they had addressed how strong the gauntlet is, months ago, or done some of these a little more frequently. It kind of feels like they were hoping to kick the can down the road to Town Hall 17, and it just got too out of hand.
yeah.
Let's go back to working backwards this time. Back to Sneak Peek 1. The economy changes, so we're getting so much more loot out of storages. I think it's great.
I haven't looked too much into it, but from what I've seen, it seems to be a pretty massive buff, which I'm happy with. So with having minis and especially still having things to put into my main, I think it's great. Especially since I'm not in Legends.
But yeah, the new max loot that you can get from a base is going to be almost 1 million more than it was. It's going to be like above 3.2, somewhere around 3.3, I believe, million golden elixir possible with full storages, full collectors, and clan castle, everything. And it's going to be over 20,000 dark a base possible. The current maxes today are like 2.2 mil golden elixir and 16,000 dark. Plus league bonuses are going up. Not a ton. Like the league bonus for dark is going up. So more loot available if you're doing, like, it's still going to make sneaky gobs good. You can use more spells and just get more storages. If you're a full army kind of farmer, great for you, especially higher leagues like Titans.
Yeah. 100%.
Big win on farming.
I do wonder though if this like increase in max loot, like is this leading to like higher costs than Tunnel 17, a new level of walls, or what's kind of the reasoning behind it? Because personally for me, I feel like just seeing those huge numbers every time when you like loot, it's like it's a huge like ego boost. But I know it's artificial, and so I'm wondering if there's any kind of what the main reason behind it is.
No, I like the last updates have all come with reductions in time. Tunnel 16, like the longest upgrade in Tunnel 16 is shorter than the longest upgrade in Tunnel 15 was. So I wouldn't expect it to be any different with Tunnel 17. We haven't heard, like, we have no details on 17 so far. So this is all speculation.
At least other than the Town Hall Eagle merge.
Oh yeah, but that's still not like totally official though. I think that was only Stewart had said, like,
That's a possibility.
yeah. Okay. Next up, they finally got around to doing something about recruiting. How do you like the clan recruiting board?
If we compare it to what we have right now, it's definitely like a step in the right direction. I know it's not perfect, but it will definitely help filter active clans from inactive clans.
So the way it works, correct me if I'm wrong, because I didn't look too much into it. Clans post a clan notice. It goes out into the clan notice area, and they last only for 24 hours, right?
Right.
And then so you can choose to write a custom message, or you can choose to use your clan description. And as long as someone who reads it meets your entry requirements, the town hall level and the trophy levels, they can join. They can join your clan from the notice, regardless whether it's closed, open, or invite.
Yeah.
So do you think that's going to be a problem for war?
It's going to depend. I think genuinely you probably won't want to have the notice if you're within war. Or at the very least, maybe you do it at the end of the war up until like scouting or something, or the preparation phase, I should say. But I don't think it's going to make a huge difference, and it especially won't change anything during CWL. I think it might be a little bit more beneficial during that time.
Yeah, like during CWL will be nice. Like I don't think spying is a real big problem at all in the game anymore. This reintroduces spying as a problem potentially if you want to always have a notice up and always be in war.
Yeah.
Like with the way the meta is, like I don't know who's spying. Who needs to do that?
Who needs a spy when you got root riders?
Yeah. Like I do. I used to spy all the time. I was a huge like I was a huge tryhard like that. I would sneak into clans. I'd send alts but back when it mattered, when it was knowing where a tornado was the difference in winning a Town Hall 15 war, or even way further back, like knowing where double giant bombs are in the Town Hall 9 base. But yeah, I haven't felt the need to spy in a long time.
Yeah. I've never spied.
Oh, never?
Nope.
Never. Come on.
Yeah, me neither.
I've spied a couple of times. But,
All right. Spencer, what do you think of the clan notices?
I think overall it's a step in the right direction. Kind of like the chat changes. It's great now, and it has potential to be even better.
for me, it's too soon to say for sure, but it feels like a good improvement. Though I feel like once we get to have it in our hands, it'll wane off in a couple of weeks after everyone's gotten used to the new new notice board. But I'm optimistic. We'll see how it goes.
I think one thing that I would probably hope for in the future is maybe some clan management features. I would really like to have that because I know Discord has some really nice ones, but I would really
So,
like to have that in game as well.
What kind of clan management features do you mean?
That I'm not sure, but it's just easier for me to track people in terms of like keeping it organized on Discord than it is in game.
Like a co-leader chat, as Card suggested.
Yeah, something like that.
The clan notices, I think, are a cosmetic change to recruiting. I don't think it really, unless there's significant under the hood stuff going on that we haven't had detailed to us. I don't know. It's dressing up the same system to me. It's just instead of a list of clan names, they're going to be little clan billboards now. But it's still the same list. It's still all the same criteria. You get to write a personal note, I guess, which is kind of cool. And it lets people directly in. But I don't know, overall, I don't really see it as a change to the system. And I'm totally fine with that too, because I don't really think there is a recruiting system they could give us that is gonna satisfy people.
No, it's gonna be tough because it's just gonna be tough.
All the things like I personally care about if I'm looking for a new clan are gonna be like, is it active? Is it full of people I like? Like what's their attitude towards war? And these are things you have to join and feel out and talk to people to really figure out if you want to stay there. And like no system is going to show you all that important stuff. Every clan's going to say they're active, like show me their war record, show me how often they war, show me like what were the scores of their last clan games, like what kind of medals are they getting in raid weekend. I want more data like that that's going to be useful to me. But I don't know, overall it's something nice. Like you can choose 6 different backgrounds for your notice. I wish they had more of those.
Yeah, I think the one thing though that I think people are going to be the most concerned about is maybe invite only clans or closed clans. But I mean, if you're a closed clan, you're probably not going to be using the notice board. But that's just me.
Yeah, that was my one concern, is that people can just join invite only and close clans with a notice board. It's kind of basically just changing it to anyone can join.
It is objectively better than the current system. I don't want to crap on it too much. I know overall, like it's something nice. It's probably the best we'll ever gonna get. I'm just just me being cynical.
Yeah.
We got some quality of life stuff too to talk about. I think the two big ones are we now have tactical overview in war, which I love.
I think it's in village. Well, oh yeah, scouting, but also in village edit.
Oh yeah. Village edit mode is gonna be nice, especially when you're like, I don't know, I might actually start trying to build bases again. I haven't done that since Town 9. In war, all the time too. In war, I'll be looking for a sweeper and I'll tap it, expecting it to pop up, or like on that War Scout screen. So that's real nice. And the other one that I think people are going to celebrate, the Legends League sign up confirmation.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really good change for those who don't want to get into legends.
Yeah, that has been like a massive complaint for people staying in fake legends to farm and get better ore that accidentally get signed up. Next, they need like a Legends exit button.
Yeah,
Else in the quality of life stuff worth really talking about?
you can see the puppet each of the puppet equipment will have the troop level, so you can actually like see like what level they are and what stats they would have.
Okay, yeah.
Whenever you're purchasing something for gems, the prompt that would allow you to purchase gems would now detail how many gems you're missing.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of nice.
War map now displays the donation amount and total capacity instead of just saying the word donate.
Yeah, I like that one.
Oh, something. This one. This is when a confirmation pop up is shown if you're exiting clan settings with unsaved changes. Is that going to like this is what I do all the time? Is if I'm changing the clan description, and it's a big long piece of text, then you can click out of it and close it and lose all that. So hopefully that's included in changing the clan settings. Should test that. Seasonal obstacles are bundled by season in the layout editor. Cool, I guess.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to test that one a little bit, but
Gosh, imagine having a dev build and not testing it, Vic.
Well, no, see, like we're not playtesters. Like like they do have playtesters. I'm told. And they said S, so there's at least 2 of them. Like they probably overworked. Man, this update's gonna be buggy. Like I just know. Just all this, like all the different moving parts, all the changes, like how
yeah,
how buggy everything's been.
Bugs.
Yeah. Oh, tomorrow's gonna be crazy. Assuming the update comes out on time. Like the last 7 have been delayed a day.
Red's gonna be on fire.
Yeah. Blah blah blah. Okay. What's next? I'll worry about that later. Hard mode. Hard mode changes are. I don't know. It's interesting. I like it.
I like the hard mode changes. I think that they're much needed. I think having the base stats for the heroes being a little bit higher than they were before, which is fine because they weren't really the main thing. It was the equipment. So I think equipment caps I like to see as like Clash Royale's tournament standard. So I like it. I think it maybe is a little too high, but I think a level 18 to 21 epic is really where you want that to be. And then level 15 is really where you want the commons to be, maybe level 12, but yeah.
It's another anti pay to win move, like so that's going to shut up a lot of pay to win people too. Is hard mode equipment capped at level 15 for commons and level 21 for epics. Now, if you are the kind of player who like only cares about hard mode competition, you essentially stop upgrading your equipment at 21 because it won't matter for hard mode. So hard to cry pay to win now on that one, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen
like people find a way.
Yeah. Oh, double nerf. Oh.
But yeah, I know it's nice. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting them just to tweak, like the DPS and the hero base stats a little more. But caps on equipment it's interesting. It is closer to what like Clash Royale does. Like Clash, like every now and then, that'll come up somewhere where like why don't they just pick a lower town hall to have perfectly balanced, like Clash Royale is what level 11 is the tournaments, right?
I think so, or either that or level 9.
Yeah, but yeah, so they just so they really only have to worry about balance at one level, but you can never do that on Clash. Like no one would want to watch a Town Hall 11, world championship.
I remember back when competitive was mixed, and then now it's mostly just the higher level. But I mean, it kind of makes the most sense. Even in Clash Royale, you have to be at the highest arena to have all the cards. So yeah. I mean, even though it's a tournament standard for everyone, it's still going to be for those players at the highest level.
I'm kind of surprised they haven't done hard mode through all the qualifiers at all, because they did tell us hard mode would be used for Worlds, and I believe that's still the plan. I haven't seen anything one way or the other on it.
Yeah, I think it's still for Worlds.
Yeah, like I also get it too, just because now everyone's qualified basically in the same system, in the same game, and you're changing it for everyone all at once. Big B saying in chat they formally announced hard mode for Worlds, which is cool.
Yeah.
Good. Did that happen today? Who won the last chance qualifier? Someone in chat.
Tribe.
Tribe won. Nice. That's cool.
Tribe one, yeah.
It wouldn't be.
Yeah,
It wouldn't be
Clash just-
Worlds without Tribe there.
Come on, can we see another Navi tribe?
Decided to go to Finland. You haven't been before, have you?
I have not been to Finland, yeah.
Man, I'm excited for you. It's a fun time. That is all of the sneak peek update stuff. So we got 10 more minutes of Corrupt's time here. So everyone in chat, if you have questions that you want to hear Corrupt answer or us discuss, whatever, drop them in chat, and yeah, we'll just go to town. Pay you both to wear an anti-tribe shirt at Worlds. No.
Do those even exist? Like,
I mean, you can make a T-shirt that says anything.
yeah, fair.
I wanna make a T-shirt that just has a big asterisk on it, and then say everyone on this stage right now is a cheater. But I won't do that because I'm a chicken. I might say it though.
They bought accounts.
It's all
Wait,
rigged.
it's like no, I don't like my biggest issue. Like I forget if we ever talked about this on the podcast before. My biggest issue was like when they announced, "Hey, we're forgiving everyone," because like literally everyone's a cheater and it would disqualify every team. Like, and they're like, "But we're committed to fair play and integrity." Like, obviously you're not. Like you let it get this far and you're just saying whatever, just let everyone cheat. Like I don't know. Like, don't pretend that you're committed to integrity while just saying everyone's a cheater, so we can't really deal with it.
They'll probably fix it next year. Just give the teams iPads or something, or just bring them back to playing physical qualifiers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
How did you first get into Clash Corrupt?
I got into it because I had a lot of friends back in middle school who were playing the game. I didn't have a phone at the time. So once I got my first phone in 2015, December 2015, I started playing. And I've been playing ever since.
It's been a while. 10 years. Almost.
Yeah. Nearly 10 years, yeah.
Did you have a favorite team at Worlds?
I'm not sure.
No, like my favorite team is who's ever given out more merch as we're walking around, and then
Yeah.
I will wave your scarf or flag or whatever.
Next question, Corrupt. Who would you want as a roommate, Spencer or Kurt?
I don't know.
There's no wrong answer.
No comment.
Right. So, all right, tomorrow morning, you wake up, assuming the update's out. What are you putting your builders on first?
I'm gonna say scatter shots.
And then your other 3 or 4? Probably
Yeah.
just assume 4. Better be 4. 2 scatters, 4 expos.
Yeah, probably that.
I'll probably do Infernos myself. But like Infernos and scatters, I gotta do math. I'm not sure I can afford that. What level is your builder apprentice on your main account?
It's maxed out.
Oh no.
Yeah, I max once that update, because I already got I already got like $100 worth of gems before the update, so I was just like, might as well.
I know, I maxed mine too. I'm such a hypocrite. Like,
Hey,
I was
listen,
doing,
listen, I'm a completionist. I need it
Yeah.
maxed.
I know, like I was doing a buddy of mine kind of like called me out to do some like a legends push, like a little mini contest, and then I was going camping for 3 days, and I'm like, man, I don't want to. Normally, I just just not do hits and whatever. So I was like, okay, I gotta buy gems for shield, and I'm like, man, okay, I'm at the store. I can get some bonus items if I spend $25, get extra gems, and then I did that again the next month when I went on a different trip. So like all the leftover gems that I had to buy for buying shields did go into my apprentice builder. Now he's maxed, and I'm very ashamed of that.
Let's see, I saw a question. Which town hall meta at the time of its completion had the most balanced meta?
At the end of the town hall.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Town Hall 15 was really difficult still. So I would say it wasn't the most balanced. It felt more like builder base at Town Hall 15. But I would say Town Hall I'd probably say Town Hall 13.
Yeah, 13 was good. 14 was good too.
14 was good. I think it was a little easy because Hydra was everywhere.
Yeah.
Town Hall 12 was really difficult. Town Hall 15 was really difficult. So
Yeah, a lot of people saying 12 in chat too.
yeah, I mean 12 was good, but like 12 was also very difficult.
Yeah, like I don't know, 12, like it wasn't Town 15 difficult, and it wasn't Town 10 difficult. But yeah,
I
I don't
guess.
know.
Yeah, I
It's hard to
guess.
say. Like they did have a really good run with 12, 13, 14. Like 14, I don't know, like I complain about 14 incessantly, and I was so wrong about it looking back. Man, it was a good run of those 3 town halls. This update doesn't have a whole lot for lower town halls. Kind of snacks. I don't know. Like what do you think's the winner for lower town halls here of the update and changes and everything?
I would probably say the snacks or the balance changes, but
Yeah.
mostly the
Oh,
snacks.
the Town Hall 10 siege stuff that
Oh yeah.
happened, right? Yeah.
I think
but
that's a good change.
yeah.
I think that was
Do you have 10s, or do you play 10s?
I have a Town Hall 11, and I think I also have a Town Hall 9 mini. So I think the Seed Machine change was needed. Especially for things like the Flame Flinger. I saw a couple things on Reddit where they were like, Town Hall 11 and Town Hall 10, 3-starring Town Hall 16. I mean, the bases were bad, but also the Flame Flinger is also really, really strong. So
Yeah. You can get everything at Town Hall
13.
13, right?
Yeah.
Like every siege.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, 10 and 11. Like I don't know. Like losing the Flinger is gonna hurt some people probably who rely on it, but like you still get siege barracks at 11. And that's super strong. And it's not like wall records are bad at the lower levels since they
Mm-mm.
can't do logs anymore.
Yeah, it's just as you go higher, the log launcher just easily replaces it.
Are you still expecting the meta to be mostly root riders?
I would say probably root rider spam is still going to be particularly strong, especially with like 3 or more overgrowths, but I do believe that in the competitive side, I think you might see it a little bit less. You might see more skill based. I think you're gonna see a lot more fireball during Worlds.
I hope so. I really hope so. It would be level 21 fireball too.
Yeah, and fireball wasn't affected by those changes very much because level 21 is still a minimum. Actually, it's what I would consider minimum for Town Hall 16. So it's definitely going to be very good still.
And you just basically need the one extra quake for it, and that's really not that big a deal.
Yeah.
Right. Cino's got a question for Liam. If you worked at a restaurant and I walked in, would you give me your employee discount?
So not only would I give him an employee discount, I would actually pay for your meal so it was free. So
Right,
that it
well-
would be like in Pollos Hermanos in Breaking Bad, where you don't have to
In
worry
your
about it.
real job now, what can you give me for free?
Actually, you can have a couch and like a free lunch
I just have
on
to
me.
ship it from Europe.
What?
That's a deal.
Yeah, basically.
I would
But
go
yeah, no,
literally
I
on a
can
ship, probably.
I can offer you a place to sleep in the office. So that's pretty nice. Like free
Not
housing,
even not even in your home. Like you sleep on the floor of your office.
Yeah, no, I stay at the office. I don't ever go home. That's the inside joke.
He lives at the office.
Exactly.
I'm trying to think what else we can milk out of this update. I think we kind of covered all of it. There's still more stuff to find out in the coming days too. So stay tuned as we.
What about that gold pass?
Oh yeah, the gold. Like okay, yeah, gold pass. Like we all have a Reddit, perspective that is going to be tainted by how all that went down. But corrupt gold pass skin in the reversal. Hey,
mean-
what was your range of emotions that week?
I completely understand what people were going through in terms of like I get that some people just bought it for the skin, but I never felt like that was the only reason that it was valuable. Now, that might be a controversial take, but I got it for the progression. So, the skin was a little bit extra for me. So, I mean, it's nice to have it back and for the foreseeable future, but I mean, it's not like it affected the free to plays all too much. So, and besides, I would rather them make their money off of the cosmetics rather than doing whatever Clash Royale's doing.
Liam, you don't buy the gold pass at all, do you?
No, I'm free to play. But
So-
if I did buy it, it would definitely be for the progression only and not the skins. And I feel like everyone's like, if they had changed something to like the 20% boost or something, I did get it. But just a skin swap, I feel like that was an overreaction.
All right, Spencer, as an always purchaser, what do you think of it?
In the past I've always really tracked all the rewards for the gold pass. I remember when they raised it to $7, they gave us not only just the skin, but the next 4 gold passes after they raised it to $7. We had a decoration, and we had 2 separate clan house parts. And so then comparing that to what they did, just giving us a decoration, it just felt very icky.
Yeah, I mean, I get that.
Yeah. Thankfully, to defend them a very tiny bit, it was a 3x3 decoration and not a 2x2, which definitely hold higher value than your regular 2x2 decoration, but not as much as a skin. Definitely not.
You look back through 9 years of Reddit, or how the gold pass has been around for 5 years. Just everyone always know and would say like the real value of the gold pass is the 1 gem donations, the 20% perks. Even if you're max, you sell everything for gems and almost break even. Like it was a great deal. Like plus you get a skin, which is cool. A lot of people don't care about the skins. Some people did, but it was just so transparently cheap to say like we're taking the skin to be more inclusive and give these people a decoration. just to sell an extra $9.99 skin. It just looked like like people love to scream greedy sell all the time and call things a cash grab. That was like the first time where like I really agreed with them. Like there's no real justification for this other than like okay, like they want to sell an extra $10 skin. But
Yeah.
I am glad they kind of like I don't know, like it was one of the first times I think Universal the creator pushback I saw on Slack is there's always some wiener saying like, "Oh, I love this," even though it's terrible. Like as we'll see later this month. But yeah, I know. Then also Universal, like Reddit hated it. They were getting hate on YouTube and Twitter and everywhere. Like
Yeah.
they did pull it back pretty quick, and I'm kind of impressed with that.
I just still think some people maybe took it a little too over the top, saying, "Oh, it's becoming the next Clash Royale," and I'm like, it's not the same thing as what Clash Royale did. I know.
Yeah,
I'm saying Clash Royale a lot, but again, whatever's going on between the two games are nothing alike.
yeah. I always think it's a weak argument too. If you're just saying like, "Hey, it's not as bad as,"
Yeah.
like, yeah, I don't know. Like this, if that's where your mind goes, then hey, it's already kind of a bad thing. Like, and let's
Yeah.
just talk about how bad it is.
Yeah.
Other than like, well, it could be worse. Which I guess if you're an optimistic guy, sure. But oh man, I'm just ready for more anger coming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, someone's like, we need more drama. It's like you'll get it. I don't know. It's not as bad as the Gold Pass thing, but there's some of it is just like, man, I'm gonna check out a Reddit for a little bit too.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's too bad right now.
There's a lot of stuff that we just covered for the update too, but it's also not a lot of stuff for the game.
Yeah, I mean, it was gonna be small. I didn't expect it to be like a massive change before Town Hall 17. So
And I was hoping for a Super Troop. I really was.
I was hoping for that as well, but
Yeah, it's been a while.
yeah, I think it's been a year. But I feel like the main reason was hero equipment. They put a lot into offense, so they probably didn't want to then also release another super troop on top of that.
I don't know, like you can't get into the Clash Royale problems by just always dropping new Super Troops too. Like there's way too many cards in Royale.
Yeah.
And it's just I don't know, like I don't want Clash to get there with Super Troops, so I'm glad they're not like just pooping them out every month.
Yeah. Hey, at least we don't have a Mega Knight, or maybe they should add Mega Knight.
You're crazy.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what's gonna leak tomorrow too, because we don't know anything about like basically the rest. Well, and we know a couple things about the rest of the year, but like they're gonna put it all in the game files for people to data mine. So like we all get to discover stuff tomorrow.
That's true. Unfortunately.
All right, I think we are going to wrap it up. Corrupt, thank you so much for joining us. Everyone else, good luck on the update tomorrow. I know I probably sound depressed, but I do think do you think it's gonna be a good one, you guys?
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
It'll be buggy, but it'll be good.
I got some ads, I got some goods. What we're calling like 6.
Let Supercell cook.
The balance changes, dude. Like give them time, give everyone a chance to level up. Like do their supercharges. Let's let a new meta settle. I think November we'll have a good game. I hope.
Hopefully.
Just in time for Town Hall 17 to change it all up again.
I'd give this update like a 6 to 7 out of 10. It's pretty average, but still pretty decent.
Someone's asking when did the balance changes come out? Yeah, those are part of the update.
Yeah, they come out
tentatively scheduled.
hopefully tomorrow.
Sometime overnight.
In the middle.
If you're in the US.
Yeah.
In the middle of CWL. Yay.
I'm not in the middle of CWL, but like
aren't you at the end?
Yeah, tail end.
People were so worried about that.
Yeah, I'll have two wars of new balance changes. Oh shit. Oh, Liam, did I miss a hit in your?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, I gotta go figure that out now. We gotta get out of here. All right. Yeah. Thanks again, guys. Corrupt. Again, code. It's just corrupt, right? Or is it corrupt?
Yep, yep.
YT.
Co-
Just corrupt. 2 R's. I always misspell that. As I tell people to go watch your videos all the time when they're asking for, like, hey, like, what do I do at 12 or 13? How do I do super witches? I'm like, go, like, corrupt over the years has had awesome lower channel stuff, and I always misspell. I'm like CORUPPT for some dumb reason. Like, my brain just doesn't like that. And then the more I look at that word, the more like nothing looks right.
yeah.
But anyway, I will have links to Corrupt's channel. Go check out his sneak peek videos, and I've heard about some of the stuff you're planning on doing that sounds pretty cool. When we were talking.
Yep.
And yeah, that is it. Everyone, see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.